Hopping on a flight, I left Indianapolis and made my way to Atlanta, Georgia. I'd be meeting up with Caitlyn and spending the weekend in Atlanta before heading back to Charleston for a few days. Caitlyn has driven from Charleston, South Carolina to Atlanta.
Yes.
I took the plane, it was faster.
Yes, significantly.
And she brought Rupert.
I did.
Rupert.
Motorcycling like in the downtown midtown Atlanta is cool because it's a city and there's lots of stuff to explore and see. North Georgia mountains are right there. There's plenty of good riding in North Georgia. About an hour and a half, 2 hours to get up there. If you want to go out west, Talladega National Forest is just over the border in Alabama. There's a lot of good adventure riding over there. Yeah, there's just like that general good, twangy, southern, long, twisty road Georgia riding. You just have to do a little hunting to find it.
In the past, I've spent plenty of time driving through Atlanta, but I haven't really stopped and hung out in Atlanta. So that was the goal this weekend. Go to our first American Flat Track event and get to see some Atlanta. The first night after we got settled in, Paul took us through downtown Marietta.
It's like had a resurgence lately in the last 5-7 years because the downtown area has gotten so nice. But yeah, I don't know.
While waiting for a table at a restaurant, we went to a dive bar to get a beer. And it was a little more crowded than I expected. But we got our beers and we secluded ourselves to a little spot. And we got to hang out. Little taste of normalcy.
McCracken's is like a place you drink whiskey on the rocks. You don't get a mixed drink at McCracken's. You get a beer or you get a whiskey on the rocks, or neat.
I have a kernel of kitty litter in my shoe and it is driving me nuts. Shit. How it got
Pop
there,
that out.
I don't know.
That's not something you hear every day. Today's the day.
Today is the day
That we go to our first American Flat Track race. I got my Poet Motors jersey on.
I'm wearing a P& Company shirt.
And I can pretend like I'm a flat trucker. First we gotta get our tickets printed.
Getting my headband on, add a little sparkle.
And Rupert is gonna stay here.
Technology is not my strong suit.
In a world where one girl barely knows how to use computers, will she figure out how to print out our American Flat Track tickets using the hotel computer and the hotel printer? Nope, nothing's happening yet. This edge of the seat nail biter, featuring Caitlyn Williams. Can she do it, ladies and gentlemen? I hear a sound. That is very promising. And she has done it. She has printed our tickets. We will now be able to attend the races. Good job, Caitlyn.
Good to go. We're going to Flat Track. We're going to Flat Track. We just watched last night's races, at least the main events. So there was lots of drama on the track. So hopefully it'll be a good day today too. Hopefully some good racing. All right, let's go explore Atlanta.
The Beltline is what everybody thinks is super cool. Yeah, outside of the Beltline, I mean, the metro area's got like lots of nice little downtown areas. All the little metro Atlanta suburbs are all kind of like popping up with their own unique marketplaces and shops and like downtown spots and stuff. So it's pretty cool.
You really want to do the iconic Atlanta thing.
rent a scooter and go down the beltline on one of those.
Here, you get like a wand.
If you're really lucky, something on the little right. I got
money.
So one of the things that I like to do is I'd come down to Ladybirds and just hang out and like sit and just watch people riding by on their scooters. People are too up. You see so many folks crash it.
Mohawk helmets. Those never get old.
Yeah.
No, they don't. Mohawks never get old. This is probably yours because that's significantly larger. Very tasty. Well, we just got done. Paul showed us around some of Atlanta, the Beltway, and kind of around a little bit. Walked around, had a good lunch. Now we're back at his house, got in the car, and have it in the GPS to go to Dixie Speedway and go watch some flat track.
This will be our first flat track race in person. We've been following flat track now for a couple years, so it's pretty exciting. We'll see how it goes. I'm pretty stoked. We're here. We're excited. I'm really excited. I feel like a little kid right now. I'm like,
I think we're both very excited right now. My nose is frozen. My toes are frozen. It's only 55 degrees.
ladies and gentlemen, we're in Atlanta, and it's 55 degrees, and we're a bit cold. And a week from now, I'll be in Wisconsin. Actually, a week from now, I might be in North Dakota. What am I doing? I'm cold. I'm cold now, and I'm in the south.
I don't know.
I left my motorcycle like 1,000 miles north.
That's what we call a dumbass.
I'll bring some warm socks. I'll be okay.
Well, I had a remarkable time, just incredibly fun time going to the flat track races. It was so much better than I even thought it was going to be. Between the crowd, the people around were wonderful. Watching just even kids like playing on the side, having a fun time, but then just watching the races. All the races were wonderful. They were just so intense, and yeah, just overall even more fun than I thought it was going to be. I would totally go again, every single year from here on out.
Many races as possible.
As many races as it possibly can go to.
I have a mountain bike jersey company called F Brands. I did my MBA at Georgia Tech last year. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I think like as a naturally just creative person, I want to create as much as I can, like music, art, content, anything. And so really diving into motorcycles, I always wanted to start a motorcycle company, but like just couldn't find something like a product that I felt like was missing in motorcycles. It's like every need that I had, I felt like was met. So I started mountain biking, and I just realized like there wasn't really a jersey company that represented my style. Graphically, from a fashion perspective, just wasn't like focused on, I don't know, that's just a different side of mountain biking. And so yeah, I just got it in my head. I was like, well, you know, I'm doing my MBA. I want to be an entrepreneur. I love all this creative stuff. I feel like I have a decent eye for fashion and style, and fuck it, let's do it. I started working on the business in January, and then coronavirus happened. Mountain biking has blown up. Everything got harder. It's like communicating with suppliers across the world, the trade war with China, everything mountain biking being more popular, slightly more saturated. It's like the pros and cons. Anyways, so I launched on the 1st of August. So been launched 2 months, and you know, it's slow in the beginning, but I'm trying to build something and not super concerned with like, you know, blowing up. I'm more concerned with just quality, consistency, and making sure that I bring my vision to the world. So f-brands.com, and the Instagram is f_brands_MTB. Well, if you go look at everything's branded now, right? Like lifestyle brands are a dime a dozen. Oh, my lifestyle brand's called Dope as Hell, and everything says dope as hell in a giant circle. We got skulls and cool shit, and it's me being a little cynical, and some people might not appreciate that. I wanted something that was like, you're out on the trail and the brand still exists. F Brands is a brand, but there's no branding. So, you know, in the way that like Supreme is viral and they still have branding, beyond their branding, you recognize their style before you ever see the brand, right? So like that entire idea of streetwear, it's like, it's beyond the labeling. So yeah, it's fuck brands, because like, fuck your brand. I don't need to wear your brand. Like, if your brand's so great and you're making great stuff, I'd recognize it before I even saw your name. And then yeah, I just wanted stuff that was like minimalist, unbranded, different, subversive, a little more punk rock.
I think it's time to test your drink making skills.
Here we go.
Surprise us with something, you know?
Yeah, all right.
I don't remember the last time I had whiskey. Screaming, crying in a bathtub every time. Sometimes it's with like one shot, of whiskey in the night. Sometimes it's maybe after like 5 shots of whiskey in the night. It doesn't matter. Once whiskey becomes involved, I'm screaming, crying in a bathtub. But I do also have to actually be drunk. So
You will not be
this
crying
isn't gonna
into
make
this
the
one.
cut to YouTube. My family watches. My mom's
right.
supportive.
Garnish it with a little bit of cinnamon. Not too much, but ugh. You don't want so much that you like get that grain in your mouth.
Yeah.
You just want enough that you can like smell it. Good luck.
All right.
To me. I'm sure it'll be okay. It's pretty decent, right?
Actually, that's very tasty. That is very tasty. Which whiskey did you use?
I ended up using the Ocean. Because you don't like booze a lot, and it's
Yeah.
a very smooth whiskey. Yeah, it's better actually with the, it's better with the
Oceans?
Oceans. Yeah. You put it on like a cargo ship on a voyage, so it sits on the bottom of a ship, and it just gets rocked back and forth over the course of like where they're going. The Burns Night tastes like a campfire, like in a really good way, like it's smoky, but you have to be, I think you need to like appreciate booze a little bit more for it, so. Now for Chris, what I'm gonna do is I'm
that's
gonna
very
make
nice.
myself.
Actually, that second,
Yeah.
the second sip,
yeah.
that's.
A little bit of vanilla in there, a little bit of cinnamon to garnish it on the top, so you get that smell.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, this is
So we're
Is
using.
that ice in the
Like
middle?
me?
Is that ice?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big circular ice cube.
Whoa, you got one of those fancy
so
ice things.
fancy.
Yeah, I'm gonna make you a Vesper Martini and let you take a sip. If you don't like it, I'm gonna drink it, and then I'm gonna make you one of those with
I
3
will
instead
also
of 2
take a
ounces.
sip of that
Yeah.
martini.
Yeah. Because
I've never. Oh well, I guess I have had a martini, but there were flowers that you could eat in there, and so that doesn't count.
It's at least worth a sip.
It's a martini.
Let's wish me luck.
Shaken, not stirred.
Shaken, indeed.
Very boozy.
Mm-hmm.
I like the taste of it, but I don't think I would be able to drink
yeah,
this.
it's very boozy.
Very boozy.
Yeah, dude. That kick you in the nads.
The bigger gulp was a little like, oh, you're feeling cocky now, are you?
Yeah.
You son of a bitch. Really wishing you were a cool mixologist from New Orleans.
Yeah, I have a secret life of being a bartender. One day, I'll quit my job and do that instead.
All right, so I'm here at Merrick's house in the corner of the kitchen that I work from and edit all my videos from. If you're wondering about these glasses, they're not prescription. They're just they're blue light blockers because I stare at a computer screen all day for my job, and then of course I spend a lot of time in the evenings editing video and pictures, and I just stare at a computer way too much in my life. I just need to win the lottery, so I don't need my day job anymore, and then I could just stare at the computer when I'm editing videos, or pay somebody to do it for me would be even better. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Flat track was a lot of fun. If you're not familiar with flat track, I suggest giving it a shot, whether it's watching some races online, or if you have the opportunity, definitely go to a race in person. It's a lot more fun in person than I thought. I thought it'd be kind of like football, where it's fun, but you can't really see anything. But now it's actually like way more fun in person. It's more like a concert in a way. You can really get a sense of how fast they're going and how rough the track can be. So, son of a bitch. Whoopsie, it is Tucson, Arizona, and even though it's November, it's like 95 today. So, yeah, AC popped up. So anyhow, let's get to some comments from, this is from the second episode, which is the Charleston one. Badoko Moto, is that right? It said, great film. I botch stuff up all the time. So the honesty is really appreciated. You must have put some miles on that Scrambler. Yes, it's going over 50,000 miles soon. And some of those miles have been some really hard miles. Hard on the bike. I mean, hard on me too. Let's give me some credit. I've taken some abuse. Ladybug Adventure says, great storyteller. When you said you were going to change your brake pads, I was like, no, stop tinkering. Take care. Yeah, by the way, Ladybug Adventures has a much bigger channel than mine. I'm jealous. Yeah, I can do brake pads without issue, so don't worry about that. But I do break a lot of stuff when I'm trying to fix or change things, don't I? Whoopsie daisy. Scotty from Scotland He said never understood why they mounted that rear caliper so low on that model either. Yeah, I mean, it's annoying to me, but then again, I take the bike probably way more off-road than they ever intended someone to take it. But definitely if I didn't have that, I would have been in trouble when I first got to Tucson, because we did some pretty gnarly rock steps that would have definitely knocked my brake caliper off. So I think that worked out. Finally, Rollo from the UK said, basically asked about the Dart fly screen, because it's, if it works because it's small. I mean, yes, it does, but it is subtle. You're going to notice it when you're riding on the highway all day. It takes that blast, at least for me, off my chest, which means less arm fatigue and hand fatigue from holding on to the handlebars and fighting the wind. Now, it doesn't take away the wind, so it's still there, but it definitely lessens that blast you get on the chest. Our ride on the highway, wouldn't be that bad not to have it. But all day long, yeah, it definitely makes a difference. I wasn't gonna, the bracket got bent on my Alaska trip, and I wasn't gonna replace it. And then I went on like one ride where I was on the highway for I think 45 minutes, and I was like, it was noticeable enough that I was like, yeah, I need to put this back on. And actually, I got really used to the way it looks. At first, I didn't like the way it looked, and it was only gonna be for when I was traveling. But I got used to it, and now I actually prefer the way it looks with the fly screen. So go figure. But yeah, so that's about it. The next episode that hopefully comes out next week, if I finish the editing in time, is going to be going to Milwaukee and staying at the Iron Horse Hotel and going to the Harley-Davidson Museum, and overall Milwaukee was a good time. But let me know down below what you think about the Atlanta episode. If you're into flat track, if you're curious about flat track, let's chat about it. I love flat track. I just think there's so much heart in it. It's great. I don't really watch any sports. I watch football. I don't watch flat track. I don't watch MotoGP. I sometimes watch like hard enduro stuff, but it doesn't. I don't follow it in the same way. But flat track, yeah. I mean, I pay for the pass and I watch them, and seeing it in person was amazing. And I don't know. It's probably one of the only sports that I've actually gotten like kind of emotional from something. A rider doing something very sweet, or just different stuff. They're all a bunch of nice people, and it's nice. It's a sport and a show with heart to it. It's not drama filled. It's just action-packed racing with a lot of heart. So, yeah, what do you think? You like flat track? Let's chat about it. Otherwise, take care and flat track on. I'll see you next week.
The traffic, that's what's cool about Atlanta. A lot of traffic. Get stuck in it all the time.
Nice lanes, but in Atlanta,
Yeah, dangerous though.